umaga sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Angela, ang bunso pong anak nila Pastor Vic Melad and Joanne Melad. We are currently serving Edison Park United Methodist Church. Dito po yun sa Chicago, Illinois. Gusto ko pong magpasalamat sa inyo pong imbitasyon dito sa Southwest Metro Manila District Morning Devotion. Laking central naman po talaga ako. Kaya it's a joy and a privilege to be here with you all this morning. Ang verse po na pinili ko ngayong umaga ay galing sa Romans chapter 10 verses 8 to 12. And it says, "But what does it say? The word is near you. It is in your mouth and in your heart. That is the message concerning faith that we proclaim. If you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For it is with your heart that you believe and are justified, and it is with your mouth that you profess your faith and are saved. As scripture says, anyone who believes in him will never be put to shame, for there is no difference between Jew and Gentile. The same Lord is Lord of all, and richly blesses all who call on him." We know that the Bible has many stories. Sa akin, marami sa mga kwento na yon narinig ko sa Sunday school or sa children's camp. And we learn about Jesus' miracles and his parables. And at that time, nung bata pa lang ako, when we learned about Jesus walking on water, it was so basic. It was so cool. Madali siyang intindihin and madali siyang paliwalaan because of course Jesus can do that. Of course Jesus had done that and he can walk on water. Last May, graduate po ako with a nursing degree. Pero bata pa lang, I was very intrigued with the human body and science. And alam ko na maaga pa lang alam ko na I would pursue it eventually. Along the way, habang marami akong natututunan at nakakasama ng iba't ibang tao, the stories of miracles are not so simple anymore. Hindi na siya madaling intindihin, hindi na siya madaling paniwalaan. Because how is it possible that Jesus can heal a blind man and make a woman stop bleeding just by the touch of his clothing? As a student of science, it's hard to believe and it's harder to explain. The scripture that I shared with you in the beginning talks about faith and the importance of professing our faith with our mouths and believing with our hearts. Sometimes this could be difficult. Maaring iba-iba po tayo ng dahilan, but it's difficult nonetheless. So, ginugol ko po yung definition ng faith. And Google tells me that faith is the complete trust and confidence in someone or something. In doubt, here's where my confidence comes from. And it is rooted in the story of Jesus healing Bartimaeus. Na mababasa po natin yan sa Mark chapter 10 verses 46 to 52. And sa kwento po na yun, Bartimaeus was on the road begging for food or for money, and he was in a big crowd surrounding Jesus and his disciples. But when he knew that Jesus was there, he yelled out, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me." And people tried to stop him, and people tried to shush him kasi na maingay siya. But he called out even louder. He said, "Jesus, have mercy on me." So sobra siguro niyang lakas, narinig na siya ni Jesus. And Jesus said, "What do you want me to do for you?" And I think this is where the lesson lies in this story. Because Jesus could have just given Bartimaeus his sight. After all, he knows our hearts far more than we do. But Jesus often does this. Throughout the Bible, he asks people to give them the opportunity to confess their faith verbally. Sabi ni Bartimaeus, gusto ko lang makakita. I want to be able to see. And right when Bartimaeus confessed this, Jesus told him, "Go on, your faith has made you well." Bartimaeus not only professed his faith, pero literal na pinagsigawan niya sa buong mundo for everyone to hear. So my confidence comes from knowing that if I just ask, pag nagsabi lang ako, if I just believe, God will answer the desires of my heart. Kagaya ng ginawa niya kay Bartimaeus, the way just like he did for the woman who was bleeding for 12 years, right? However, there are times na I'm not as confident. Minsan yung kwento na I just shared is not as effective, lalo na po sa mga mahihirap na pagkakataon. At siguro ganun din kayo. Maybe it's not necessarily the science that makes you question your faith. Maybe it's the pandemic or your personal battles. It might be a difficult season for you now. Whatever it might be, I think the good news here that our scripture reminds us in verse 12 that the same Lord is Lord of all. Na yung Lord na tinatawag ni Bartimaeus noon is the same Lord that we have now. The same Lord is Lord of all and richly blesses all who call on Him. So ngayon pong umaga, maybe we can grab this opportunity together to answer the same question Jesus asked Bartimaeus that day. What do you want me to do for you? So, whether you are in doubt or in thanksgiving, kung ano man ang pinagpipray mo ngayon, say it. Call unto Him, because as Mark 11 verse 23 says, whatever things you ask in prayer, believe that you receive them and you will have them. With that being said, samahan niyo po ako, tayo po ay manalangin. Lord, marami pong salamat sa umagang ito. Marami pong salamat sa pagkakataon na pinagsama-sama mo po kami sa platform na ito, sa devotion na ito. Salamat dahil tapat ka sa aming mga buhay at salamat dahil sinasagot mo palagi ang aming mga panalangin. Nawa Panginoon ay patuloy niyo kaming gabayan at paalalahanan na kahit sa mahihirap na panahon, lagi namin kayong kasama. Sa pangalan ni Jesus, Amen.